Welcome to another video about my leverage trading experiment. I set out on this journey to create educational content. I wanted to document my learning week to week of learning the leverage trading space, trying to do different trades, showing the reality of that when you're learning how to do something, you're not going to be amazing at it at first. After being in the crypto space for the last 7 years and doing other types of ways of buying cryptos, I've seen so many people fail, so many people dive in head first and crush their whole portfolio. Let me approach this in a way where I can show people, if I was going to learn, how would I go about learning? And they can follow along and see my journey, my struggles and successes. Looking back here, we can see that last week on the 26th, we were looking at trades. So let's just change the date here to cover that. Okay, so it looks like that's it. So you have here at the end of the week. So you can see there was some positive trades here going into the making of the previous week's video. And then this week started off very poorly. So a negative $28 loss, followed by a $4 gain, and then some really small ones here where I was able to exit the trade very quickly with really minimal losses. This is one of the only shorts that I did do. Funny enough, this short was actually taken around 60K right before the market went down to about 57K. It would have been a really great short, but I got stopped out. So I'm trying to find the balance between the width of that stop and how much it will gain on going down. This one's a bit difficult for these leverage shorts. Okay, then looking at this long, we had another $2, $1, and $4 loss coming up to the 30th. And then for the last few days, I've just not traded at all. I'm just watching the market to see what it wants to do next. I don't want to short little tiny moves, but also at the same time, I don't want to be going long when the market keeps going down. Moving here over to the chart, you can see definitely taking a bunch of different positions. This is daily. This is the 4 hour. Took a bunch of positions in here. This part worked out really well. In hindsight, I held here position without leverage. So I sold all the leverage amount. I went up to 3x leverage, sold out all of the leverage so that it was down to 1x, and then held it with the intent to basically rebuy at these different points on the way down. Problem being that the way down continued substantially further. This is where the negative $28 was. So these trades, for the most part, are trades where what I thought was going to happen just didn't play out, didn't work out. Not so bad. It's going to happen. Not always going to be right. This one here, I think there's a lot to learn here. If I had just taken profit here, when I took profit on the leverage, I knew the market's going to go down. I could have basically put a conditional order up here. So if the market comes up here, just buy, get back into the market, and instead I lose this. Instead of knowing that it's very likely the market will fall, I was anticipating. You can see my buy orders were down here. I was anticipating that the market would fall way down here, yet I was holding on to it. So I was holding on to this loss instead of selling and risking this loss. And if we look at that for a second, So you got this, and then you can flip it so that it's a loss. Got like 1.5%. So instead of missing out on that, I decided to take this loss down to my stop loss was actually way down here. So why did I ride 5% when all I was missing out on the upside? If we had broken out here above this line, my trade would have completely changed. I would have decided, oh no, never mind, we are going up and I want to be in the market, and I would have ended up buying here. And when we went down, the stop loss was way down here. So my potential profit on being wrong was this, yet I held my position instead of selling it, causing myself to lose all of this, which makes no sense. Other than that, I think that was the biggest learning lesson this week. Just keep readjusting these different levels on my chart. I might get back into doing longs again if this becomes a trend, but you can see we're right back at this Fibonacci level that the market has basically crashed from previously. Not somewhere I want to really enter at the moment. And I also wouldn't want to go short on the 4 hour because we just crossed over these two moving averages. So I'm just going to wait, see what happens next. Thank you for watching my video and have a nice week. Bye.